Hello, this is David William Weissner, and this is another episode of David Speaks. Tonight we're going to talk about religion and homosexuality and sexuality in general. Um, for thousands of years, religion has had a very negative approach and look at homosexuality, where people who are homosexuals could be killed, beaten, and frequently were both if they were discovered in their actions. Um, in my mind, there's nothing wrong with homosexuality. It's natural in a certain percentage of people, both women and men. Some people are bisexual. A lot of people can be bisexual. Whatever it is, meaning it's just sex, it's just playing. If it's done by consenting people in a way that's um, acceptable to both parties, then there shouldn't be a problem. But the problem is in the Bible, in the West, and in other religious books, it makes people who do homosexuality um, acts, who do homosexual acts, as criminals and as immoral and as people going to hell. And this is all nonsense. It's very natural for a certain percentage of people, but it makes, even in society today, which has come so far in this country anyway, there's still a lot of problems with it. People, there's gay pride and the whole LGBTQ community and the flag and everything, which is great because it's trying to make people more accepting of it. Because there's nothing wrong with it. It's fine. Um, it's really terrible how many people have suffered through the centuries, thousands and thousands of years, because of religion. Because religion made it into a crime. And they made it more than that, they made it a sin against God, and it's not. It's not a sin at all. Now, in sexuality in general, religion also has had a very nefarious attitude about it and has made things like masturbation into a sin, or that you shouldn't spill your seed or some other nonsense. And this is just bullshit because people are supposed to masturbate. It's given to us by God as a gift to relieve pressure if no partner is available, or just for the pleasure of it in itself. There's no problem with it, and you shouldn't feel guilty about it. You shouldn't worry about it. You should just do it when you have to. Meaning, just please yourself if you want to in private, and don't worry about what religion says about it. The thing about religion, all the religions out there, is they have problems. All religions, although at their heart, they want peace and they want goodwill. It doesn't come out like that. When you read all the holy books of a lot of these religions, they come out against all kinds of things. Even sex before marriage is a huge thing, and still millions of people, maybe billions in this world, have been taught that sex before marriage is a sin, and it isn't. It isn't at all. As long as people consent to each other, and hopefully with love, but even without love, even if they're something we call now friends with benefits or whatever you want to call it, it's fine. It's fine. You don't need to be married to have sex. And some people wait their whole lives to get married and never have sex because they feel like they're going to go to hell. And it's really sad because they're trying to be good people and they're trying to do what's right for God, for the Lord. But He doesn't care. Trust me. He does not care. You don't need to be married, you know. And some people are stay in bad marriages for all kinds of reasons. Even marriage itself was a way to oppress women for thousands of years. Now it's like there's this romantic notion about marriage, but for most of uh, history, I don't know everywhere, but marriages were arranged. It had a lot to do with ta- with money and land, and you know there was something called courtly love in the Middle Ages in Europe, where people had arranged marriages and then they would fall in love with other people at the court or the lords and ladies, and there was love anyway. There's always been love. People have always fallen in love with each other, but they've not always been able to be with each other or get married to each other or have sex with each other because of all these laws. And like I said, marriage in the West and Hemisphere, especially, and also in the East, It's a way to enslave women and take them out of their homes and then into their homes, and it could start wars and all kinds of crazy things. And you know, in my own life, I've been married, and it didn't work out for me at all. You know, and in this country, in America, in the United States, there's a very high percentage of divorce. I think it's like 60% now, and people are afraid to get married because of all this, and the government gets involved, and the government, you have to get a lawyer to get divorced, and it costs everybody money, and there's money for child support, which of course is necessary, but um, I don't understand why we have to have the government, uh, what's the word, the government get their noses into our love life. There's no reason even to get married, really. It's an ancient custom, and like I said, it subjugates women, and uh, I don't know. I know it's a romantic notion, and I've held that too for many years, but I really don't anymore. I think if you want to be with somebody, just be with them. Just make love to them. Just enjoy them. Be nice to them. Be romantic. You could live together free, and it helps with expenses and raising children if you want to raise children. But there's no reason the government has to interfere in your love life. That's their problem. Why are we giving that to them? And it's a weird thing, religion. And sex and religion have always like gone against each other for many years, meaning they just don't seem to agree. And what's natural is good, meaning you know what's good when you're not letting a religion, don't, it's not God speaking to those books. It really isn't. Very rarely. I mean, the people who first started all those religions that we worship, they probably were good at first and had good intentions, but then their followers always messed it up in the end, and things got written, and things got written wrong, and then people changed things, and it came out to be, almost evil in a lot of ways. A lot of these religions become evil over the years because they stop you from being a person. They stop you from being natural. So like I said from the beginning of this short video, um, homosexuality is one of those things that is a hot topic button all over the world. And I went through the AIDS epidemic. That was in the 80s, and I was a teenager, and people were terrified. And there were a lot of people who said right to the camera that they believe the AIDS epidemic was punishment from God for homosexuality, and that it was so wrong and so obviously mean and misguided, and it's just bullshit. It's not true. It happened because why did COVID happen? It just happened because it was diseases and spread a certain way, and God doesn't send you plagues to destroy you if you have homosexual relationships or sex without marriage or masturbation or any of those things. It's just ridiculous. So let's try to let's try to just be open-minded and good people, not hurt anybody for what's natural to them. The whole key to everything is kindness. You don't have to follow your books of religion. You just have to follow your heart. You have to follow the old mantra, which is do unto others as you would have been done to you. Meaning, you don't want anyone to hurt you for what you're thinking or what you're doing, as long as it's not hurting anybody else. And don't put that on someone else. Don't be violent. Don't think violent thoughts. Don't think you're better than somebody because you're straight and they're homosexual or bisexual. You're not. You're just different. And all differences are beautiful amongst God's children. And we're all God's children. Okay, that's all I'm going to talk about for tonight. So have a beautiful night, children. Take care. Bye.